Yeah, that's a Warhorse 10K sitting right there. Man, to get somebody on the studio as a guest would be cool. Kind of setting up for it. Always trying something different, but it's Friday, and it's great to be Friday. And of course, we're going to do the Q&A, but I wanted to have a side topic, and I feel like Tuesday, with the audio delay, I couldn't get it all out there. A little bit of wasted information here and there, but still, nonetheless, an awesome topic to talk about, and let's do it again. So make sure you guys smash the like, you know the rest, and I will see you guys in 3 minutes. Where's the button at? There. No. Oh, that's why. I must have moved that with that. There we go. Yeah, I like the outro too. Check out all the green team and the Patreons. Love you guys.
Uh-oh. Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Always do. And don't forget to look at the like button. Zero on. Thank you for tuning in, Kyle. Appreciate all you guys. And, man, I love seeing the green names scrolling between the green team, the Patreons. You guys support the channel. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here tonight. I love you guys. And it's Friday. You know what it is. What's up, Shoot Dog? What's up, dogs? May I join the after party? Absolutely, man. And after going to the dog pound in Cleveland last night, I don't know if I like dogs as much as I used to. But you know what? It was a good game regardless. Talk about football weather. Thank you for being here, Shoot Dog. dog. And of course, we're finally going to be able to do the after party because I did a live stream on Friday. Woohoo! Thank you for being here, Uncle Bobby B. And congratulations for winning the 50% off discount code, man. I mean, that's just, it's good stuff right there, man. Where's my stuff? There it is.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
I've been doing a little rearranging here, you know, with the studio and just kind of like how we got everything situated here, all different cameras, getting ready for other things. Who knows? But you know what? It's a grind, and it's because of you guys tuning in. Thank you, William, for sticking around and still being a member. And BT got the kicker kicking, man.
Bass hitting hard. Yeah, yeah. Turn down for what?
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay? You just gotta look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
You just got to look at it, and would you look at Cookie kicking over there from the 5 gifted memberships from Brian Townsend. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And, of course, I don't think that's ever going to leave. But you know what? Wouldn't a war horsepower in that thing be even cooler? Hey, we'll see. Giving hair tricks to Larry. I can see it now. Thank you again, BT. Appreciate you, man. And thank you for being here tonight. And you do just got to look at it, Garrick. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight as well, man. I hope you're feeling well, and appreciate you for being here on this Friday. I know a lot of you guys take time out of your schedule to just make, tune in, and I appreciate it. Trust me. I wish I could say it more in a better way with better words of how much I appreciate you guys being here. But that's it. That word I'm looking for, that's it. There's a few things with tweaking and testing, just like your car audio system, and all technology has its issues and hiccups along the way. And I think I know what it is, but maybe I'll talk about it on the Discord. I know a lot of you computer guys might know exactly what it is. Thank you for being here, William. And he knows that you just gotta look at it. Would you look at that? Every time someone says, would you look at that? I just sit there and I kind of smirk, I'm like, well, if you just take a look at it, it's like I'm trying to be serious and I just start wanting to say, would you look at that? It's terrible, man. Thank you, William. Appreciate all the support that you just been there for me over the years, man, and continue to do. Thank you for tuning in this Friday night. Appreciate you. Of course, we got Ashy in here. He loves his kicker stuff, man. He can't get enough of it. Thanks for being here, Ashy. And, of course, we got Dubby. Where is Mr. Dubby? Coming out from Australia. Thank you for donating Living Loud with Andy. Appreciate you guys. All right, this was a question I seen earlier, and if I missed something, just throw it up again because there's a lot of comments. People are tuned in from all different areas. It says 32, but that's just YouTube. I don't know what we got on Facebook here. Let's see, another 4 or 5 on Facebook, but the most people tune in on YouTube because that's where it's at. All the conversation is in YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, man. Hey, what's the board that people use when they mount amps? It's like plywood, but looks like plastic. Man, that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know exactly for sure what you're talking about. I know a lot of people can like the 3D kind of plastic and stuff and acrylic, and I mean, shoot, I think acrylic's pretty cool, but you kind of got to watch what you're doing when you're mounting with amps because it kind of can scuff things, and plexi/acrylic can get scratched pretty easily. So I think I understand what you're talking about. I know a lot of people use that type of plastic in a way for 3D printing. That's what I'm trying to get on. I can't think of the actual name of the plastic there, but there's a lot of different ways you could go about that. Of course, you could use wood, but you kind of got to make a nice finish on it, and you want it to look like it's part of the system. So I feel like the world is your oyster on that for mounting the amplifiers, to have something that builds right into the vehicle where you can mount behind it and then have a nice clean finish on the outside. And that's why we love the mounts. Plus, it's not the smartest idea to put your amplifier on your enclosure directly. But at the end of the day, if you have a good enclosure and it's mounted properly to your car, there should be next to no vibration. If you're getting vibration, the enclosure is not strong enough. But thank you for tuning in, Spiff. Appreciate you, man. I'm going to call you Spiff. It looks like a spiff. Spoof. Bubba! There he is! Oh, my goodness. I was waiting to throw this one. Bubba goes boom, man. Again, happy birthday, Bubba, man. Appreciate you for being here all these years, man. And thanks for always tuning in, man. It means the world. It really means the world. We got, Oh, would you look at that? Thank you, Spoof. We're going with that. Thank you for acknowledging my question, and thank you for tuning in, man. And that's exactly why I love doing this show on Fridays, just because it's an Ask Me Anything. And, you know, Messenger gets kind of crazy. So, yeah, it is what it is. Thank you so much, man. And we got to throw it up, man. You got to throw it up.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Man, that guy can be no more right than that. You just got to look at it. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat, and thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. All right, let's see. Bad Customs, thank you for hanging out. Yo, 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 Andy, my kicker, bro. Thanks for being here tonight, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope those 4L7s are treating you good, buddy. Baba is here. Baba is here. Baba, get in Discord. No, 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 no. You got to keep him here. What are you doing? Come on, Mike. Thanks for tuning in, though, Mike. Appreciate you, man. And that's why I got this little stream deck over here that Mike sent. I know he's mad at me. He's like, come on, you going to do a video on the gold letters? And I almost picked out a box on Amazon just to do a quick little comparison. And I don't know if 5/8 inch wood is going to be the perfect type of thickness to use on Enclosure. Now, if I only knew like a box builder, well, you can't even see it because Cody on Facebook liked the stream. Hope you're doing well, Cody. Thank you for tuning in, being here, man, and thank you for smashing a like. But if there was only this Enclosure guy that could send me a flat pack for 215s to compare a gold letter, you know, I feel like it'd be literally around the same price, if not even better, and better quality, of course. To do a comparison on the gold letters. Again, thank you, Mike, for sending those to me, and appreciate that you're here tonight, man. Let's see. There he is. There is Mike Brody, man. What is up? Thank you for tuning in, man. You know, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of things, and then you know how life goes. It's like, as soon as you catch up on one thing, you know, everything else just falls apart. And it's like, all right, so that's fine. Now that I'm caught up, I can deal with it. And you know what? I believe God gives what you can handle. But at the end of the day, I will get a little clip for you, Brody, man, because this guy is the biggest little bass head you're ever going to meet, man. Thank you for being here, buddy. Andy, the kicker floor mat is carpet. It's very plush. And see if I can pan over here without giving anything away, because we always have things coming down the road here. But I wanted to show off Bobby's mat that he sent me an email here. He actually picked out the same one, and I love that kicker mat. Sorry, the brightness is a little bit too bright for that over there, but it, you know, that thing, and I've cleaned that thing. Like, it is holding the test of time. That used to be on the bottom of my amp dyno area, you know, and then it was below my feet. And I don't know if you know anything about black socks. They kind of like fall apart and they just turn everything black. And I got a lot of it out of it because it's just that type of carpet. But again, it's quality stuff, man. And I actually do have another one over here. And I wish they would bring it back, man. I need to zoom over here a little bit faster. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on, Ernie. Come on. I wish they would bring this one back, because underneath that L7X15 is actually the other kicker floor mat they used to sell on their website, and I wish I would have bought another one. It originally was our door, you know, our doormat for our house, and then it became part of the studio. So, why not? Plus, putting big L7X15s, amplifiers on it, I didn't want to scratch everything up. Just like with that, the amp mount stuff, you know, and it just, yeah, you got to get the right stuff. I mean, that's not a terrible idea, you know, a little bit of rubber there. But absolutely, Bobby, they make amazing stuff. We know that. And, I mean, even this little thing over here, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's do the, what's that, the promo sites. You know, I know you guys love that. But, you know, the light up LED thing here for the Kicker Bronco, that thing is super, super, super unique, super cool. I know it's, you know, whatever, but, I think it's awesome. I love that they do stuff just like that, and the format. Appreciate you, Bobby. Jason, thank you for tuning in, man. Hey, I made it. I'm glad you're here tonight, man. And Jason, he's got lots of information. Hey, if you ever get a mic in a video, I have to bring you on in the future, man. And speaking of which, I was going to ask Justin, because Mr. DIY hit 100,000 subscribers today. Congratulations, Justin. Man, I remember we did that video for Parker hitting 100K, and I think you were like 80K around then. Congratulations, man. And just keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, just the quality content. You know, I see a lot of other car audio YouTubers, and it's like putting in minimal effort. And, you know, it's fine. You know, do what you can do. but this guy puts in the extra effort, and you know, I feel like I do a little bit extra effort too, and appreciate you for just making this community what it is, man. You know, because there's good parts, there's bad parts. That is the good part. Congratulations, Justin, and appreciate you guys all tuning in. 2000, appreciate you, man. We eating dinner, Mikey. Be there soon. Oh no, he's getting ready to play some Once Human on Discord. No. Enjoy your dinner, Baba. Glad that you're here tonight, man. 41 of you guys here on YouTube. You guys are awesome. What's up? Oh, we got CJ. The fries are done. The fries are done. Wait a minute. I haven't played that one in forever. I don't even have it on my switcher. We gotta throw it up.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
Fries are done. Thank you, CJ, for being here, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. I texted Fuego. Where is El Fuego? We gotta find him. Adrian, appreciate you, man. Can I pull 300 amps from the highest charge? Wait. Can I pull 300 amps of current when the highest I charge is 13.8? Yeah, why not? Honestly, it's just, you know, just because you charge higher doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make more power, you know, unless like there's like, I don't know, just not enough batteries and the voltage starts dropping way too low. You know, even if you charge at 13.8, you can run any kind of battery like a lithium iron phosphate, AGM battery, lead acid, and, you know, you can pull 1,000 amps as long as you got enough batteries just to be able to withstand all that current. So absolutely, man. And, you know, it is nice to be able to charge higher, but I know a lot of cars, sometimes they stop at 13.8, 14, maybe 14.4 when you first start, and then it drops to 13.8. I know a lot of Hondas would drop down to 13.1, or even the resting voltage of the battery, which in a lot of cases is like 12.6, 12.7 for lead acids. And next thing you know, it's like you turn on the base, and then your alternator's doing something, but you know, you would rather see that 14 and then drop. I don't know. It's just something. It's a pet peeve, and you know, it is what it is. But yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for being here, Adrian. Appreciate you, sir. Hope you're doing well, man. Melamine, 5-star, has a video on their materials. Blown PVC is one. Absolutely is another. Okay, so blown PVC. Wow. I mean, I feel like, yeah, it's like you can find all different stuff. It's just I don't know about like not manufacturing, but fabricating. You know what I mean? Like I got help doing my doors with fiberglass. Now I could probably do it, but it's like I still would want to have somebody sitting there with me while I'm doing it too. You know, it's like, okay, I know what to do, but you know, with everything else, it's like kind of like shag. Build an MDF. It's like more like rather than for looks, but I feel like I just never went into the amplifier mount because I use my underneath the Cookie Monster enclosure to mount the amps. And everything else, it's like I'm tying into the plastics of the car just so that amplifier doesn't move, or I'm using, you know, Velcro double-sided sticky tape, which kind of works in some cases, especially if you want to pull it out and you don't want holes in your car and your wife's going to get upset. So there's always that. But you know, fabrication, it's not my strong suit, never was. But you know, Kayla, man, that's why I love keeping her around, man. She is very creative. She's got skill with just, you know, building things, making something out of nothing, and you know. With me, it's just I'm up here, and these hands, they don't listen. They don't listen. Thank you, Jason 2000. Appreciate you, sir. Man, I am behind on here. Fuego in here. I don't know if El Fuego. Baba says, loving your beard. Andy, you look so much more distinguished. Thank you, man. You know, I'm getting used to it. How to use a little bit of beard conditioner. Like, man, I just feel like I'm getting stabbed, left, right, over and over. It's terrible. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. I was just tired of people kind of thinking that I was 26 years old, even though, you know, it is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see. If I like it, you know, even a little bit fuller, it's almost to where I want it to be. Oop, wrong one there. And, I mean, November's coming up. We'll see. We'll see. I do like it, though. I do like it. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. CAE, thank you for being in here. Sorry, bit late, was taking an old man nap. Nah, man, that's not an old man nap. Sometimes we just need that nap. We need that nap. Oh, man, a 15-minute power nap can go the distance. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's psychological or something, or if it actually does give you more energy, but it comes in clutch sometimes. Let me tell you. Thank you for being here, CAE. My friend in brother, Bubba Bass. Bubba's got the bass. Thank you for being here, Cornut. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. You know, you guys are awesome. You guys are really awesome. Travis Wills, let me get a coupon code. Appreciate you, buddy. You know what? Hey, Artie, we need another one of those. Now, you got to tune in Tuesday. Uncle Bobby B got his. It's a little rigged, maybe not. And, you know, it's like, I don't even know what to call it. It is chance. It is, but it's not entirely, you know, a simulation. I hope you win one day, man. I know a lot of these guys that tune in have won something. And, yeah, every other Tuesday on this show, 8:30 Eastern, tune in. Tune in. Thank you for being here, man. Order my kicker components, be here Monday. That's awesome, Cedric. Man, this guy is going nuts. He is going nuts with his system, and but that's what you got to do with this stuff. You kind of do got to go nuts to make sure that you get the right stuff, and you just learn of, like, you know, well, now I know what I need, and you have to buy some more just to slowly piece it entirely together, and then it's finished, and then it's playing, and you're loving every minute of it, and then you want more. You know? And then you just go right back into the circle again of just, okay, now I need to do this because I did that. And that is the coolest thing about car audio, because it's like it can never end, really. And, you know, it's just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Thank you for being here, man. I'm at ABS. I was going to say, I've never heard of Absolutely, but I kind of just went with it. I kind of went with it. Thank you, Garrick. I know you love it too, man. Oh, man, you know, we got some new stuff coming on the merch site. Just want to, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. The merch site is actually shut down for a minute just because we're revamping things, and I'm going to talk about it when it's all finished. You guys are going to like it. And, but thank you so much, man. And Dubby has done amazing work with 90% of the merchandise that you see. And appreciate you guys for picking up the swag, man. I appreciate it. I want a Cornut Solo 8 build. You know what? Cornut does some awesome builds. He does them on the road. He will come to your house and do an install, especially for Solo X, L7X8. Cornut's like, wait, hold on. If he's, as long as he's in the Pacific Northwest, you know, then it's okay.
Pacific Northwest?
Then it'll be fine. He'll be fine. Anthony Adams, I want some kicker car mats or trunk mat. I know, man. You know, that would be cool. I know there's some places that you can make things, just saying, but Kicker themselves don't actually make floor mats for cars, but I feel like, you know, if you're making it for yourself, sure, as long as you don't sell it, you know, I'm sure you can make something like that. But that would be cool if they made something, you know, just right off the shelf, you know, kicker.com, go check out the stuff section, and you would see some floor mats. I mean, what wife does not like to see Kicker below her feet? I mean, come on now. Come on. Thank you, Anthony Adams. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. Trunk mat too, man. You know what I mean? To keep it from the enclosure flying around. You can use that rubber one over there. Keep it nice and, you know what I mean? It's not going to slide. Yeah, you know what? Black t-shirts are tough with animals. That's why I keep every black t-shirt or kicker shirt in the studio. Like we got, well, it's a mess right now. Usually it's in the cabinet over there. I got a few over here, like literally 2 or 3 rows of these are just t-shirts everywhere. Sorry for the tools everywhere. But in the cabinet, in the kicker cabinet, there are a lot over there as well. Yeah, you got to keep them up here, man. Cats, dogs, I don't care what you got, man. They shed. They shed. CM Enclosures, thank you for tuning in. Made it home to cook just in time. Appreciate you for being here, man. Eric N., thank you for hanging out. And I love the hat, by the way. I love the hat. There's Stuart. What's going on, Stuart? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Excuse me. There he is on YouTube. There he is. I'm telling you, people go to Facebook and then they're like, oh, I'm going to YouTube. Because everybody hangs out in the YouTube section. It's just where it's at. It really is. Flexin' Friday. It is Flexin' Friday. We got to throw it up. We got to throw it up. I got it. Whatever that.
It's Friday.
There we go.
Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying. Fun. Looking forward to the
weekend. Thank you. you, CAE, for making that long version that always gives me copyright. But you know what? It's good to play it, man. You get the whole thing. It's Friday, and this is what we do, man. Thank you for being here, Basshead Fanatic, and this guy, he makes music too, man. Thank you for being here, dude. Expanded PVC is a great material to work with. You know, you guys are like talking Chinese to me, you know, I'm like PVC. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but you know, expanded. Sure, Professor Blake. I believe what he says, though. I believe what he says. Thank you for being here, man. All right, Sean Lynn, thank you for hanging out, Stubaroo. That's it. That is it. Appreciate you, Sean. And all the lady skis. There's Dubby. The lad skis. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for tuning in, Dubby. Man, I'm starting to sound like Electro now. Oh, man. Keep the beard. I don't think the beard's weird. I mean, I do like it. It's different. I didn't say I was going to get rid of it, but, you know, it's like, gotta see. Long as I don't look like a lumberjack, even though we did go to Denny's this week, and I had the lumberjack slam, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Let's see. It's only a little bit rigged. And then just a little bit there, man. Just a little bit. Let's see. Andy, out of all the amps that Kicker currently offers, which 4-channel do you think sounds the best? And, you know, I feel like best is like the easiest way to find answers on something, but it's also hard to say, like with anything, what is really best, you know? Because like, you can't be the best at everything. It's just like physically impossible. But to try to make it where it's like, yeah, if you buy this cheaper version, it's going to sound better than this one, you know? And obviously, the more you pay for something, the higher quality you're going to get. And with what Kicker offers right now is kind of hard because there is no Q-class amplifiers right now. The LX is coming. It is coming. And right now, the current highest, you know, high power amplifier is like the CX and the KXMA for the marine side, which so you can get the KXA versions still, but I would just wait on the LX. And I feel like that's going to be, you know, the best one that you can get that Kicker currently offers. Now, are they going to make a Q-class version as well? I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like the LX, maybe they made it a mutt into mixing together the KX and Q series, just like how, you know, like the KX or the SX amplifiers, you know, they kind of had that, but there wasn't a whole, you know, another two other tiers like how they have now with the DX and what am I thinking? CS, you know, just that. But I would say right now, you know, yeah, you got the CXA 360.4. I mean, it's an AB amplifier. Most of their 4-channel amps are AB, you know. I think there are some that are D-class, and I don't know, maybe that is the KXA 400.4. I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that. So you can get into the nitty-gritty of what is best with that. You know, someone will just say, yeah, I can hear the difference on the AB and the D. Price, is that a variable, or is it just what sounds the best? I mean, like I was telling you a while ago, you know, like the SX amplifiers, they remind me a lot of like the Q-class, and I had a Q-class. And I don't know if it was just from listening on the KB6000 or KB6, whichever ones I have in here. And I swear on that SX amplifier, I could hear things that I normally would graze over in music, if that makes sense. It's not that, oh, it sounds so much better. You know what I mean? It's just you can hear indifferences in the music that you normally would just graze over. I think that's the easiest way to explain it, where things could get, you know, kind of not distorted, but like muddier sounding in a way where your ear just doesn't hear as well as pronounced because maybe the amplifier just isn't able to produce such a good quality sound. It's really hard to answer that. You know, I'm trying to do it the best way I can, but thank you, Sean, man. And yeah, I don't know, man. I would grab an LX 4-channel. I'd grab a 4-channel of that. And hey, who knows with the Q-class just family is coming down the road. You don't know. 51 of you guys on YouTube, thank you for being here, and appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's see here. What do we got? That's not lug. Okay, we got 24 likes and 51 on YouTube and only 24 likes. You guys gotta smash the like. Man, I wish I had a like a little like counter on the bottom of the screen. I need to get on that. Congratulations, Cedric. B-I-N-G-O. Bingo. Bingo. I was looking at their offerings the other day and it looks slim. And that's right now. Right now, it's just the CX. I mean, you could check out the marine stuff. It's going to be a little bit more expensiver for the marine stuff just because it's coated with stuff. So it's like, you know, like water protected. I wouldn't say waterproof. I wouldn't just throw your KXMA into the ocean and be like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Kicker said it's waterproof. But, you know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And I feel like it's still all of like the KX stuff. It's just literally the marine version that's coated. It's a little bit more expensive. And they give you other options for like 8 channels and all kinds of fun stuff. Really. Just replied to my Kicker email, and I know I got to send out Bobby's. I've been working sheets and working on other things, and but you know what? I always get those 50% off discount codes out before the next Unmasked show. Guaranteed. Let's see. Let me take a sip. It's the best song on the channel, man. It's the best song. Stu, Andy, you should test the wattage meter on some tweeters. Got a theory I want to test. Okay. The wattage meter on some tweeters. Okay, so like the clip detector of testing tweeters, like of using a tweeter to test for distortion versus like a DD1? Or do you mean test the amount of power that you're actually pushing to your tweeter when you're playing music? Because I think that's another thing that people just don't talk about. It's like, oh yeah, my tweeter is 50 RMS. And I'm putting 50 RMS to it. I'm getting 50 watts out of it. And it's like, did you ever clamp it? Unless you're playing, like, I don't know, just a test tone through your tweeters, you know, and it's round whatever. You ain't getting that. You're just not. So, and that's a question I get a lot of times where I just had that question not too long ago where they were asking me if they needed more batteries, more electrical, to add a 4-channel amplifier when they already have a 1,000-watt amp. And I'm like, well, the voltage is fine now just by adding a 4-channel, and you're literally keeping it for mids and highs is not going to be that taxing on the system compared if it was like another really 360-watt RMS amplifier on top of that. You know what I mean? Like if you're just adding whatever, you're not really seeing that much power. Let me know again, Stu. Appreciate you, man. And that's one thing I love doing is testing. It's like, as long as I'm able to test it correctly, I love putting that information out there because I do not want to put waste that information out there. There's already enough of it. Aaron, there's enough. There is already enough out there. Christ, that's loud. Turn the compressor on, brother. Oh, man, you know, that was CAE. He made that real loud. I mean, I got one. It's a little bit louder. I don't know. Tell me. He's like, oh man, I ain't tuning back in again, man. You're just too loud. Thank you, Fago, for tuning in, man. Sony explodes, the best at everything. Man, you know what? I think he's right. I mean, that just threw back Marty. You know what I mean? Sony explodes. You don't want to mess with them. And they are the best at everything. Sony, I'm right here, man. Just kidding. I feel like everything's Sony, though. That's the problem. It's not just car audio. It's like every electronic device. Every single one. What's going on, Mac? Thank you for tuning in. What's up, everyone? Appreciate you, man. And what is up with you? Appreciate you, all the support you do. I see you, man. I see you. I see you. Garrick says, doing my third, last, and final rebuild up is exhausting, man. You know, it is. And, you know, to redo everything again and again and again and again, you know, it's easier to add on, remove, and add, you know, but whenever you, like, start from scratch to do it again, start from scratch, do it again. Waiting on that Volvo, Kevin. Do it again with that, and it's like, oh, here we go. And, but, hey, you got it, Garrick, and I can't wait to see that thing in its final action, see it on the meter, and see your smile. I know you're going to be happy. Sean, I really like the KXA amplifiers. You know what? I moved this TV over, and I didn't even put anything on it. Hold on. Hold on. It's the one thing I forgot. You know, there's a lot of levers on this channel here. Let's see. We're going to launch this over here. And then, I like having the chat over here. Oh, look at that. There we go. And that, like, I got the TV a little bit over there. Hopefully the kicker doesn't shake it off. And now you can actually see what's on the TV there a little bit. The KXA amplifiers are awesome. Honestly, it was my introduction to kicker with amplifiers and a lot of power, and I was impressed, you know, and the thing is still running, but I think I might replace it with an LX3000.1. There's your wink. But either way, man, I feel like it's just going to be just the KXA 2.0. That's what it's going to be. The LX. Just got a kicker key 4-channel, and those are another thing that's really cool. We didn't even get to the topic tonight, but it's okay. If we get to, we get to. We don't, we don't. And I just feel like I was like, man, my audio was off that entire show, and like 1,000 people watched that. You know, like usually you get like 400 or 500 views on a live stream, you know, after said and done. And I was like, holy crap, man, I really dropped the ball on that one. But either way, it's like, I know you guys got questions. It's Friday. Keep it loose. And that's why I love doing it on Friday, man. But the 4-channel, the kicker keys, I have the 180.2, 180.4, I mean, because there's a 200.4 and 180.4. And, you know, I just like where it's, you know, you want to make your factory speakers even sound better, you know, like just factory, like power-wise, to replacing it with some kicker DS, kicker, you know, just anything, KS, CS, and what's the Walmart one? ES. You know, you can just replace it with that, put it on there, time alignment, and it's going to make your system sound amazing. You know, it's not going to get rid of the, what's that called? The, I can't think of the name. All-pass filters. It's not going to get rid of the all-pass filters, so you're stuck with those. If you want to get rid of that, then you're going to have to run a key lock and then back out to the speakers. So that's the thing that you can think about too. But I feel like that's what it's really designed for, is like, you know, those kind of stock applications, trying to make things sound better. And then, you know, you can get the key lock as well, which is, I mean, it's a $120 inverter, but it gives you a flat 20 to 20 and can eliminate those all-pass filters and just give you, you know, just 0 dB from 20 hertz to 20,000. Within like 12 dB or 18 dB difference, you know, so there's always that. It's never going to be perfect, especially with how stock systems are and how they tune them and, you know, just all the filters they got, but it's going to give you the best thing that you're ever going to be able to get out of that signal. And pair those two together, that's when that really could come alive if you got those problems. Now, if you just got like a normal stereo in your car and it doesn't have the premium system in there, I don't think it's that much of an issue, because I don't feel like all pass filters are even applied in there. If they are, it's very, very minimal. But they are amazing amplifiers, man. And you just put a little microphone in there, put it at your headrest, put it in the middle. You know, you can do a 2-seat tune, and it does all the DSP, EQ, and DSP and EQing. So the, you know, like the bass, it gives you a little bit of kicker EQ. You could turn that on and off, and then it also does the time alignment. And I feel like that is where you can make a system sound better without even EQing it, is the time alignment, because in a sense you are EQing it with phase. So it is pretty cool. Glad to hear that, Bobby. Haven't spoke to him in a while. I should give him a ring. Uh-oh, where's Baba? Baba, I already won 50. Yes. Test. Going through. You're here. Thank you, Jason. I'm just behind on the comments, sir. Put the smack down on the like button. Hit it like Mike Tyson was supposed to hit Paul. Because he didn't. He did not. Cornet says, I guess I flew to Denver to one for Joe, but it was with minimal tools. It needs to be drivable for a bigger one, though. I mean, if you supply the tools, Cornet will bring the caboose. Well, yeah, can't you fit that in the caboose? I mean, he's always getting it, you know, he's got his ticket. Throw the tools in the back of the caboose, you know, ride it down. I mean, as long as your house ain't too far from a train track, you know. Cornut, you're awesome for doing that, man. I remember you telling me all about it, and yeah, I don't think I've ever traveled that far to do an install, you know, within like 10, 15 miles. That's crazy. Water resistance is the terminology. Yeah, water resistance IP67 or 66. I don't know. I don't even think it's that, because it's, you know, not waterproof. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's resistant to the water. So I think it is 6.7. Let's see. Randy G. Hey, Stu, I'm running at 1.3 verified with a multimeter, but still leaving something on the table with amps when not being at 1. You know, I feel like it's going to be very insignificant, the difference between wiring at 1 ohm versus 1.3. You know, obviously all things are not equal, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. I mean, you could do math and figure out if it's going to be at least twice the power or more. And I feel like it's really hard to tell unless you're like at least 40 to 50% more power than you were before to notice by your ear consistently, like every test A and B, which one is louder. You know what I mean? Besides the vibration or visuals. You know, there's always that, wow, that didn't move like that before. All it took was an extra 200 watts, which is only 10% more than I had, but maybe that's all it needed for that thing to happen. So it is not, you know, it's not linear with how to judge things, but I feel like, you know, it's not a huge difference. It's not. I wouldn't feel too terrible about it being at 1.3333333 ohms, but it definitely works. All right, cool. So trying to catch up. What are we at? 41. Let me pull up what I wanted to talk about with the ohms here. Let me pull this up, man. I am so far behind on the comments. The Sony explodes. Not yet, Randy. I mean, there are a few out there. I made one and it's okay. It's not quality rebase, but it makes bass and it's a Christian song. But I know I was talking to well, actually DJ Dirty Bass said he had a few, but I still need to confer with him to work on some other ones too, you know? Like give him some tracks people are going to want to play, you know? Okay. Let me read these comments. Andy, once I do get the Praisinator plane, I'm coming in for Slamology and parking next to Cookie Monster will swap demos. You're gonna have to ask Jeremy one about that one. He's particular with his parked beside his truck. Have you ever seen the Kicker RVH? That thing is RVH. Damn it, the RV, and man, that just hit me. Anyway, the Kicker truck is just beautiful, and yeah, there are some spots. I know Dunkin' Donuts, he's always parking beside us, I swear, every year at Slamology. On the other side, it changes. Does change. But now with Slamology meeting in a new location, could change everything. So I don't know. There might be space behind, you know? There's always, there is that sometimes. But it would be awesome to be able to just swap demos with you, man. Like 1000% Garrick. And with Slamology coming up this year, I was talking to Donnie. He's coming on just as soon as we got everything locked down. So be ready. He's going to come on the pod, and we're going to have fun, man. But absolutely, Garrick, and I can't wait to hear that thing. I can't wait for you to hear Cookie Monster, because it's like a lot of people that are Slamology, you know, just passerbyers, you know, they just got out of a 160 dB build, you know, and they're like, oh my God, you know, and they get in my car and they're like, oh, it's nice, but it's not like ripping my face off, you know. It's like, okay, sorry, man, sorry, just one sub, bro, you know. Just does a 50, but it's just one sub, and 30 hertz, you know, little wasted information, but it just sounds good, man, you know. And I unfortunately just parked it for the winter in the garage, so it's in there. We got Kayla's car under the carport, so both Eclipses are, you know, sheltered from the winter. Pilot will be fine. The paint's already fallen off anyway. It can sit and cook in the sun for all I care. I gotta get a new paint job on that thing, but yeah, I miss driving that, you know, just hearing that system. And Ron does not like loud music, so as long as I play like 80s without bass, they don't really care too much. It's the bass, you know, any kind of bass. It could be just like rock music that's just a little too punchy, and then their dishes start to, you know, do that. Like, no, that's it. No, that's it. And that's the news. I did talk to him. But we are still working on everything on that side over there. And soon as he's got everything locked, he's coming on. and he's going to tell you guys. So thank you, Donnie, for, just letting me be an outlet for you. And thank you for being here. I mean, Slamology got me into the bigger scene of just big shows. You know what I mean? It's like Kicker went out to Slamology, and obviously the rest was rap. But I wanted to go out there to see the Kicker Cube and see, just Kicker. Like, they had their big Kicker truck out there, the RV. I wanted to see all that. I didn't care about the other stuff. I'm like, that's cool, but like I never went to anything that big before. And just local shows. And man, boy, Slamology is everything, man. It is everything. Kicker will last longer, in my opinion. Yes. Let's see here. The new Down for Sound DSP looks legit. And, I'm waiting on Kicker to make a standalone DSP. And I am about to buy one of those. Just the easy DSP. Not the easy DSP, but just, you know what I mean? Just so I have some kind of like app control. And the main reason I'm using it, it's not for my car and Cookie Monster. It's for like the Pilot. Just so that I can push speakers probably farther than they're supposed to. Of like, adjusting the equalization around like 1000 hertz so it doesn't make me go deaf and sound bad and ring. And, trying to keep up with the quad box alongside with the Snowmen that'll be in there shortly. That's the reason why I want that, just because I'm on a stock head unit and I got bass and treble. There's no other adjustment, and I don't want to just adjust that kind of stuff post-op, like in Spotify, and then I go and play DJ Rustical, and then, in Apple on my phone files, and it sounds entirely different. And you kind of don't want to do that either way with like Spotify, because whenever you're adjusting with any kind of like media player and it has an equalizer in there, you are adjusting everything. So if you pull down the bass there, it's going to be pulling down the bass out of your subs too. And, that's where it's like, to have control of your entire system is the key. Being able to adjust, I want to adjust this on the bass and nothing else. That is key. Like, you can use crossovers and stuff, but it's not going to be able to pull things down in between where it's going to play. It's just not. And that's why you want the DSP or any kind of equalizer. The DSP is a little like an equalizer, and on top of that, with like time alignment. I'm not really too worried about the time alignment, so I could go with the equalizer, but it's just like at the same time, you might as well do everything with one bullet. It killed 12 men with one bullet, with one DSP. Come on, Kicker. Working on it. I won third last week on Kicker Unmasked. I need someone's address to send to it. Well, you know where to send it, Doug. Or Tubby. God, I'm over it. Electro, double E. I mean, we got Dubby, and then we got double E. I mean, come on, Electro. Appreciate you, man, and congratulations. And yeah, I mean, you could send it to I forget the road. I should know the road. It's Husband Street, Oklahoma. Let's see. We got Scott up in here. Okay, cool. And you just got to look at it. You do just got to look at it. Yeah, that one's probably against the rules on that one. IP65. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I was gonna say like 67 is like really good. And I know there's just like, dust, whatever, splash, all that fun stuff. Surviving. Andy, what are your thoughts? Oh, thank you for tuning in, Andy from Sparked. What are your thoughts on Sparked woofers coming out, man? And I took one look at those things, and you know what I said? I'd say, would you look at that? Just because they're blue and they just remind me of like early 2000. Like, all you guys had to do was put flames on there, and it's like, oh yeah, that's it. Doesn't get better than that. But no, beautiful design, man. And I'm excited. I feel like with woofers, you kind of want to go for something that is appeasing to the eye, but also performs. And there are woofers out there that perform and they're not appeasing to the eye. I mean, you gotta have both. I feel like yours at least is appeasing to the eye. We gotta see the performance. I haven't seen the TS specs on it, but TS specs aren't everything. But just be able to get one in my hand or see other people's results, of what they are doing on the meter, or like, their opinion on it. At the end of the day, bass is bass, but only to a point. there are some pros and cons. You know, it's a lot harder to start with something like garbage in, garbage out kind of thing with an enclosure too, you know, and a subwoofer, just kind of making everything work. You can have a really bad woofer, it's just not that great, and you put in a really good enclosure for it, and it's okay. But you're starting from a lower point and you're going to have a lower ceiling. So there is always that. And I'm always looking at other stuff. You know, obviously we're all kicker here, but at the same time, like I have a Scar sitting upstairs and, you know, I got some JLs and whatever have you, but I never went out to go and try different stuff that's like bigger SPL just because it's like, at least now Kicker's covering that section port of things, you know, with the Solo X finally. But I feel like with your driver there, it's going to hit a market just because people are going to want to get Sparked Innovation stuff like they already do. But now they can get a woofer. I know you guys been doing like with the Sundown, you know, Recone kit, you know, just like a little bit cheaper stuff. And people need that because they don't want to go out and buy an expensive brand new subwoofer if they can get something, whatever. But to be able to have a product that's yours, that's the coolest thing, man. That's all I got to say on it. Congratulations, though, on designing that and building that, you guys. I can't wait to see it in people's hands. I know it's coming, and I know we're at least going to be able to look at it on the live. I know I was talking to Rich, bring you guys on the show, and as soon as you guys get those, at least, you know what I mean, so we can look at it. Bring you guys on the show. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for tuning in, man. I need $70,000 US to buy a house if anyone has any spare money. I mean, I'll leave it up there, double E. Congratulations, Justin. I know you probably missed it earlier, but congratulations on hitting 100,000 subscribers, man. That's a milestone, you know, and I'm almost there up to 10,000, 8,800 we just hit today. And, you know, plugging away. But at the end of the day, it's like, 100,000 I feel like is the milestone to get as a car audio YouTuber. Only one other one has got past 1 million. No, I'm not going there. And it's just, you know, Steve Mead just hit it. And took, what, 14 years, 15 years? Kind of crazy. So that 100,000 subscriber mark, I feel like that's the semi-finish line, and now it's just smooth cruising. You got the what is it called? Not the following, but kind of, in a sense. You know, you got the people, the return viewers. That's the word I'm looking for. The return viewers coming in, knowing, okay, Justin's posting this Sunday. Justin's going to do this. And just keep it up, man, and do not stop. No matter how hard it gets. I know there's some days I wake up, I'm like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I give up. And then I turn on the studio and everything's fine. Thank you, Bad Customs, for a $5. I forgot to pull this up. I need that like that. No, not that one. No. I'm pressing too many buttons here. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. We got to throw it up.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Does anyone have any experience with the Audio Control DM810 DSP? I think Justin actually, I know he's been messing with stuff like that. I haven't. You know, like the farthest I go DSP was the Kicker IQ amplifiers. And then obviously the Key 4 channels, but those are automatic setting and stuff. You know, I'll never forget. Like, I know it didn't happen that long ago, but man, just hearing somebody tell me that sounds that good and you didn't use a DSP. I won't forget that. Like, that's one of those things. Nilo, thank you, man. Just because it's like I take a lot of pride in tuning, you know, of like whatever. You're only going to get so good with just your ears. Okay. But still. And I feel like a DSP could complicate things for me in the beginning, and it's going to be a learning curve because, you know, you're getting more into having more switches. When you have more switches, more things can go bad. It's just like the streaming. It's like I've been using StreamYard, no problems. I go to this, I'm like, I'm having problems. You know, me, myself, I haven't, but yeah. That's why when you have a DSP, it's like, and you don't know what you're doing, take it to a guy that does know what he's doing. Have them show you what they're testing for. And I know there are some tests to get, you know, for equalization and left and right. But, you know, I feel like with most applications in car audio, to change, you know, where the listening position is kind of important, but at the end of the day, it's not super important for most cases, you know. So there is that, but you know, people are gonna want it. People are gonna want it. Thank you, Bad Customs. Appreciate ya, Justin. Congratulations on hitting 100,000 subscribers. Woo! Only 70,000 for a house. I know, right? Must be nice. All right. Okay. So the comments are popping up. Okay. So I can pull that down now. All right. Let me pull up what I was going to talk about for like 5 seconds here. Okay. Ooh. I'm like, I have this over here, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to pull it up, but I can pull it up. Thank you, CAE, for gifting 5 memberships.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay? You just gotta look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Thank you so much, and for the green team. Appreciate you, man. And you know what? We're gonna just zoom in on the kicker because that's cooler than looking at me. There we go. Zooming in on the kicker. Enhance. All right, so what I forgot to mention, what I did talk about, but I wanted to show you guys that didn't understand the kicker app here, and for like the whole ohm-o-matic stuff, you go into the wiring wizard. You got a lot of stuff here: managed driver, box builder, saved enclosures, port converter. You know, like that's pretty cool. Tuning frequency, QTC, airspace, everything. Power wire calculator. How much power wire do you need? Tone generator. You know, all this stuff for one easy price of $199 for life. All right, so you go into the wiring wizard, and they make it simple. You know, you got a dual voice coil, unless you got something that's, you know, either the Marine kicker or you got the kicker comp, the entry level. And I think there's like one other single voice coil. And this is just subwoofers, because I mean, you can wire multiple different coaxials or, you know, your door speakers to get like a parallel, you know, lower ohm or higher, you know, but they're usually only single voice coil, so you can either go up or down. A little limiting, but at the same time, you know, we're just talking about subwoofers, of course. And then all you do is you type in the impedance of the voice coil woofer. And I feel like this could get easily confused with, oh, come on, Ernie, what are you doing? I feel like this can get easily confused with, you know, like, well, I want to be at a final 2 or whatever. You know, you just look at what you bought. It's going to say on the outside of the box, and that's the number you type in. We're making this for dummies, okay? Not that you're super dummies, but just dummies. And, man, that kicker just keeps on kicking. Would you just look at that? And so you type it in. Now, of course, it has 2 there, and that's kind of what it's showing already. You know, that's the pre thing, because a lot of kicker drivers that you buy are 2 ohm, you know, from like the loaded enclosures. But let's just take a look at 4, okay? 4 ohms. If you just wire one of them, you know, because you just type in 1, and that's it. You got 1, 4 ohms. Simple math. And then you, like, you know, 8 ohms right there, series. That's it. 2 ohms, parallel. That's it. And then if you had 2, it shows you for everything. You got 1 ohm, parallel wiring. That's just literally red to red, red to red, red to red, black to black, black to black, black to black. And they have other ones here, series parallel, sorry, or series. This is all just black to red, black to red, black to red, black to red, and back. Like Christmas lights. One goes out, they all go out. Parallel, you might not notice a voice coil's bad right away, other than power output. And then you got series, parallel, and then parallel series. And right, they're 4 ohm, but they're the same. What's the difference then? Well, the difference is when you have more than 2. And it's just because of math. Series parallel, 2.67. Parallel series, you're at 6 ohms. So it can kind of get, you know, a little confusing, especially whenever you're already getting at the point, you know, whatevers. You're not a solid ohm. You're not below 0 ohm, you know, it's not even. And then you're like, oh, well, it should be fine. Well, if you did the math wrong, oh, come on, over here. You did the math wrong, then that can, you know, be like, oh, I thought I was at 1.33 or whatever. I thought I was at, what was it, 2 point? Hold on. I thought I was a 2.67, but because you wired it parallel and then series, as in parallel inside the speaker, like you got one coil. So you would go red to red, black to black, and then run every woofer like that. That would be parallel series. So you would have 4 ohm, it turns it into a 2 ohm. And then you have 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, and you wire that to series, you got 6. See how it's different there? And then vice versa, if you're going to wire it, series, so then you would be going to 4. To 4. Right? No, 8. Yeah, 8. You're going 8 because you got dual 4s. So you're going to wire each one series 8 ohms instead of being at 2 ohms. So then you go 8 ohms, 8 ohms, 8 ohms, and then back down, because if you would just have 2 of them, it'd bring you down to 4 ohms. But then you bring it down one more time, and that's when you get the 2.67. There are formulas to do it, but when you do it enough, it's like you can just kind of do addition and subtraction to some point. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because that's how that works. Just kind of think of it as you're making the driver 1, and then how many do you have? And then just do. If you had 4, you would be at, what would it be, 2 ohm? Yeah, you would be down at 2 ohm with 4 dual 4 drivers in series parallel. So there is that, and it gets really confusing real fast. Real fast. And that's what's great about the Kicker app, that it shows everything there for you. And I do kind of wish, it on the website, they could list just somewhere on there, just anywhere, put it in the fine print, but just so it's on the website, on the listing of an amplifier. Like you buy the CXA 1800.1 and you're scrolling down to hit buy now, and then it could say right below it, pair this with 2 dual 4 woofers of ours. Or if you're running 1, grab the dual 2. But then that's the problem, is they're going to grab the dual 2 CX 1800.1 or whatever amplifier it is and hook it up to a Kicker Comp R, and then they're going to blow it. I understand where that can get confusing, but to at least be able to match just a quick cheat sheet for people well, I don't know, should I get the dual 2 or dual 4? That's where it gets confusing. It's well, I'll just grab 2 dual 2s. And then you go grab the L7s, and you would have been okay if you would have grabbed the dual 4s being at 1 ohm. Versus now you're only at 2 ohm, which isn't the worst thing, but you are going to see probably half the power because you're only able to run at 2 ohms with 2 dual 2s or half ohm. Don't do that. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hearing me out. Man, we hit the hour mark. Budget Audio with Jay, thank you for being here, man. Andy, what's up, brother? Nice to see you smiling after losing the Browns. You know what? We ain't going there. We are not going there. Thank you for tuning in, Budget Audio with Jay. But you know what? Steelers every year lose to a not-so-good team every time. They play down to their competition. And Tomlin, man, he has some awesome moments, and he has some pretty questionable ones as well. Thank you for tuning in, Chad. Hello, Andy, and everyone. Thank you for being here, man. Oh, we got Cracker in here. Thank you for being here, Cracker. Okay, cool. Caught up to there. I'm going to try to catch up on all this. I'm missing the 80s, well over 100 years combined car audio experience in here. I know, man. It's kind of crazy. These guys that are in the chat, just as acknowledgeable, and I love that they're here, and they help me. They definitely help me. Let's see. I am 54 this month. We got Wade Hensley, moderator of Kicker Club. Man, this guy is just kicking it in Kicker Club with all the freaking friend requests that we got in there, man. Or member requests in there. Thank you so much for doing what you do, man. And just bleeding black and yellow, man. Thank you for being here, too. How do you... Okay, Calando, 21. How do you wire 2 dual 2 ohm subs to 1 ohm? And the only way that you can do that is if you have 2 amplifiers, so that you're only wiring 1 dual 2 to 1 ohm. That's the only way. That is the only way, and that's literally why I brought that up earlier, because it's like people have these questions, and they're like, well, how do I do it? Well, you can't, and that's the problem. That's the problem, and that's why I feel like it just needs to be out there more, so you guys know which one do I buy? How do I do? Dual 4s. Well, can I be at 2 ohm there? Well... No, not if you have 2, but if you had 1, yes. And that's where it's like, well, I wish I would have known that before I just ordered 2 of them, you know? And I need to make a video about this so it's short form, so it trends a little bit more. You know, it's not a live stream. It's not going to trend. But I love doing these Q&As so people that are literally right in front of my face tuned in, I can help them. That is priceless. I don't care how many views you get on a video. You can handily help one person. That's not English. Help one person one-on-one. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here, Lando21. Yes. Yes. I have 18 channels for my build. I haven't picked up the DSPs yet. Was looking at the Helix DSP, but damn, those are expensive. I've heard of that one too, man. I have heard of that one. Let's see. All right, let me check a few more comments, and then I'm going to wrap this up because we're already up at an hour long. You guys are freaking awesome. And now I'm getting gas. Getting old and getting gas. Yes, pair of dual 4s will do 1, 4, and 16 ohms. Unless it's 0 ohms.
0 ohms.
That guy. That's what I forgot to do. I was going to play that entire clip tonight. Maybe we'll just watch it on the after party. If you haven't seen that video, tune in the after party. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. The whole thing is amazing. It is pure gold. 70s barely child here. It's all right, Cornut. You don't look a day over 29. P-Valves just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, sir. I know there's a lot of people that tune in. They don't comment, but they like, they subscribe. And thank you for being here, man. Andy, have you gotten a chance to listen to the dual L7T enclosures for the pickups? They look really nice. No, I haven't. I wish Ernie would just send me a pallet of one of each of everything at Kicker, and I will try them all. But no, I love downfiring enclosures. Bubba, I think he's going to go back one day. Just with, 218 Solo X's firing down. But the downfiring enclosures are 1,000% slept on, and they sound good. And they utilize literally the least amount of space, and they yield you a lot of bass because of the downfiring physics of that. You're using a lot of your vehicle as a loading wall compared to, firing towards the back, and it's like a foot away. It's like you are smack down on it, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy, man, but they look awesome. Kibo with a $5 super chat. Oh, would you look at that? Just dropping by to drop the like and throw some change. Thank you for the penny, sir.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
Kibo, 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 Kibo. Appreciate you, man, and appreciate for the pennies. And smashing the like. You guys know what to do, and you guys are awesome. I love you. Love you, Kibo. All right, if you go from 2 on down to 1 ohm, does it change the tone of a 12-inch Solo X subs? All right, Kibo, I got to pull you down for this one. This is a good one. If you go from 2 on down to 1 ohm, so instead of the dual 2 L7Xs that are over here, let's get a zoom in on that. Enhance, enhance. Where's the rubber ducky? We need the rubber ducky. Oh, look at the pennies. I see the pennies floating. And there's a high five. That's so cool how that's on the screen there. Love you guys. And if you go from the 2 ohm down to the 1 ohm, so version, I would guess, the 2 ohm versus the 1 ohm, does it change the tone of a 12-inch Solo X? So you got that one right over there. And if you're going to be running that, we'll just say, in parallel. And then in parallel on both. So either 1 ohm or half ohm, say the amplifier can do whatever. I feel like the tone that you're going to hear is going to be for more power. There are some indifferences between a dual 2, a dual 4, and a dual 1 of just say the same driver if they made a dual 4 for the L7X. Because there are more, what is it? I wouldn't say more windings, but it could be. Obviously, you have more resistance in a dual 2 versus a dual 1. So, I don't know how Kicker does it for every single one. I do not work for them. I work with them. And with how that would have to be is, more resistance. So, that should equal more weight, right? So I feel like the coil could be a little bit heavier. So you might have a lower resonance if other things weren't changed, you know, because you're making the driver heavier, more moving mass. You get what I'm saying here. So it changes kind of everything. Now, do they account for that when making drivers? I would assume that they do, to a point, as much as they can, where yes, there's more weight on this coil because it's the dual 2 versus the dual 1, but let's make the Spider this so that whenever we play this, it acts like the other one that has a lighter coil. And I'm sure it's like you literally can't be exactly the same, but you can try to get as close as you can. And I know people are going to say 4 ohms sounds better. 2 ohms sounds better than 1 ohm. And what have you. But I feel like there's a lot more to it than just that. And a lot of people are probably not going to be able to hear the differences of that feature alone. Dean Just Me is gifted 10 memberships to the Green Team. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate you, man. Missed you, buddy. And thank you for gifting the memberships. We're up to 150. I mean, we had a lot of gifted ones, but people are sticking. I think we could definitely go to over 100 solid people that are staying every month to be part of the Green Team. That's a lot of patrons for $1. You know, it's the same. It's literally the same thing. And the Patreons, we started at $1 as well, but we have higher tiers on Patreon. I'm keeping YouTube just $1. We're keeping that there. Unless we do like a sponsored section. You know, if you want to be an official sponsor of the show. I mean, we got, you know, Kicker. You know, we got Sparked. We got SDK. We got Showtime. We got Down for Sound, JY, and Ohio Generator. But, you know, for the one-offs, you know, if you're interested, hit me up. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate you, man. And anything to take the load off these guys. These guys keep the channel going, that tune in, watch the show. And appreciate you, dude. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dean. And thank you, Cracker, for the awesome question, man. That's why I do these shows. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do it. I need the questions. I need, you know, it's like input. You know what I mean, Johnny Five?
You got it.
Exactly. Input. Reassemble. Time for the end of the show, Andy. All right. I'm hurrying up. All right. Let me just see what else we got here in the comments section, and then we're gonna end it. Is that fine with you? You know, I mean, shoot, man. And we got Wiz over here too. He's hanging out. Where you at, Wiz? Come on. You got to say hi to everybody before the show ends. Wiz. There he is. He's coming. There he is.
It's Wiz. What's going on, guys?
Love it, man. And you got to have helpers on the show. You got to have people supporting the channel. And wouldn't be able to do it with all you guys. You guys are awesome. Got you, buddy. Thank you, Cracker. Oh, Matt G coming out with a bomb at the end of the show. I thought I could end it, but this is a good one. Blake, back me up on this. Everyone knows dampening factor is really what makes a sub loud. If your amp has high dampening, then it will be just as loud at 4 ohms as it is at 1 ohm, not touching the gain pre-out voltage. From my understanding, dampening factor of an amplifier, the ability to control the cone movement, right? And, you know, you have different dampening factors, higher, lower, whatever. Thank you, SDK. To put it simply, I feel like if you have really bad dampening of just like the amplifier, the ability to control the woofer, you're going to be able to hear the difference between a really, really bad one and a really, really good one. And now if it's between a good one and a really, really good one, I don't think you're going to be able to hear any difference whatsoever with a normal subwoofer because of just how much distortion woofers put out with, you know, just how they are, man, with what we listen to with like 212s in the back of our car. Like it's not going to be super noticeable, but I do believe it is a factor to look at and an easy way to distinguish a quality amplifier versus a bad one. And just at the end of the day, yeah, some people want power. I don't know about that one, if it's going to be louder just because it has a higher dampening effect. I feel like that is power at the end of the day, as long as it's a non-clip sine wave. I understand with the controlling of the cone, but if you're still able to push and pull that woofer, you know, SPL is just the movement of it. Unless it's like just letting the woofer go and it's kind of flopping around, you know what I mean? And you're getting a little bit of back EMF because it's not able to control it. Then I could see where you could have some SPL differences, but I don't know if it's going to be that big of a difference. But either way, Matt, that is a iceberg rabbit hole I need to pick somebody's brain on that really knows what they're doing. Man, I would have to. There's a few guys at Kicker that I know could probably answer that to the best of their abilities, but you know, with anything, man, it's really hard to just give a solid answer. Matt G, thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a while, and glad you're back, man. Jake, with a $5 super chat, let's just, we got to look at it.
Would you look at that?
Look at
Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
SDK, can you explain the difference in winding length and BL between both impedances? Also hit the like or use supports garbage and CCA wire. I couldn't say it better myself, but yeah, the CCA wire, I mean, it doesn't make sense, man. You're already running wire through your car. Why run twice as much? Or, you know, it's just taking up twice as much space to be able to carry the same amount of current. Might still be cheaper than OFC, but that's just more stuff you got to do, you know, and more links in your system that could break because, you know, you got 2 wires instead of 1, and you're wondering why that fuse melted just because the resistance was higher on this one and that one. Thank you, Matt G. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We still got to get to Jake's question now. We still got to get to it.
Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
You do got to look at it. You do got to look at it. Thank you, Matt G, for gifting the memberships. You guys are awesome. Up to 161. And you know, with the BL, and I understand that with a little bit, you know, I am not a professional on this, but from my understanding, you know, it's like, what is it? The voice coil that, well, you said it's just, I'm thinking 4 ohm, 2 ohm, difference between winding length and BL. Right. So the BL of the woofer is pretty much, well, it depends how the company rates it. But, you know, the actual, where the magnetic field is working the best inside the motor structure of its magnetical field, right? So if you have more winding height, you get to, I guess, be able to travel further and still stay in that BL, you know, just field where, you know, the coil is getting the most out of the motor as it can. Further it goes out of the motor, it's just like the atmosphere with the world, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like and you go up, you go farther up, the air gets less dense, and there's just different things. It kind of fades. So that's the same kind of thing with the magnetic field, kind of fades. So then you're applying power to that coil, but you're not creating as much, I guess, BL, you know, or whatever factor you want to call that. I guess that would be that. And because you're outside of that magnetic field, you're farther away, so it's not used, you know what I mean? You're not in the center of it where you want to be, and that's how they design the motor of a voice coil to work at. So there is that. And the difference between winding length and BL, I mean, that is really, what is it? Half the winding height and what is it? Half the winding height is really half of the winding height divided by something. I forget what it was. But either way, that's like the X Max, not the X Mech. X Mech is a little bit different, but the X Max isn't just rated on, you know, how far it's going to go and stay linear. It's just the length of the voice coil, you know, at the middle. Yeah, in half, because where it sits, because of that magnetic field, that BL that I was just talking about, because you're only able to get, you know, half of that. Yeah, you can go down, but like to get the average of that and how far it goes up and above and all that other stuff. And manufacturers make different motor structures to take advantage of that. to stay in that gap longer because, you know, they would put it in the inside of it instead of, you know, just like whatever, you know, just they have an extended pull piece, and that helps with BL. So so that you're not just leaving the magnet, if that makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you, SDK. Appreciate you, man. And thank you both for the $5 donations. Dean with the 10. You guys are awesome. And Wade, Nearest, aka Raw Cat, can explain dampening factor very well. Yeah, see, like, you can ask AI some things, but they're going to tell you some things that are not 100%. But like, it's like you look at cheap amplifiers and you look at expensive ones and you put them on both an AP1, you know, or an AP test, audio precision, and you look at the difference between the two. Yeah, you're gonna see a big difference between that. Big difference. Any of the old Kicker K 6.5 bass drivers? No, but I actually seen a pair on GoodwillAuction.com for $89. Go check it out. You will lose 400 watts using CCA. You'll lose watts for sure, man, just because there's more resistance in the run. If the same run is the same, you know, it's 20 feet, and you just got more resistance in the run, you're going to be able to carry less current with the same amount of voltage and the same amount of load applied on both ends, you know? So there is that. And it's just kind of like going down to the type of metal it is and its conductivity, you know? And you can get down into wire thread count, but that's more for flexibility and, you know, just like the thickness of it. You don't want it to be too thin, but a lot of welding wire is very thin, but it's got a hard case, very hard to flex, low thread count. But with just talking CCA versus OFC, it's OFC hands down, man. All right, cool. Got to do some more reading on these magical magnetic. I know. It's kind of cool to learn how a speaker works. I love to see the ones that Kicker cuts in half. I seen like the one that they have on display and it's somehow playing. I don't know how. I guess it could play. Well, I think they just got something moving it because, well, I don't know. I guess it could play with half the motor missing. You would just have to have everything, keep it in place so it's linear, but you'd be surprised, man. I bet you if you would, you know, keep the coil intact and then cut the motor in half and put it in there, it probably stays in there because whenever you're applying power up and down, you know, you got the physical compliance of like the spider and a suspension and all that stuff holding it there. But the electricity, because of the magnet passing through, actually keeps that thing kind of stable. It keeps it kind of stable to go up and down. So maybe it is fully functional. The one they have in the museum display, it's literally like a 3/4 cut, but you could see that whole coil going around. And I don't know. I'll have to double take a look at it, but I bet you that would work either way too. Let's see. First up, I grew poor. You know, that's the saying, man. That's it. Like, no, I didn't get a PS2. What do you mean? Yeah, like 5 years afterwards. Yeah. Sky High Power Wire and Canoe Concepts for my Big Five. I know Sky High's been making power wire for a long time before I even knew who Sky High was. I seen the wire. Aluminum is good enough for your fuse blocks and lithium cell bus bars, even terminals and adapters, but not wire. You know, that's the thing, because you always see like copper plated terminals. And I feel like when you're getting into the particulars of just the metal types, yeah, right. It's like, well, if you're using that, if I had the budget to get the gold terminals and everything was gold plated, that would be great. But I feel like the significant losses with that is a little bit less because of the resistant value. I don't know. I don't know the measurement of the resistant value of what would it be? Like maybe an aluminum fuse block versus a gold-plated fuse block. But I feel like why there's a more significant difference is for the OFC versus CCA, which is copper-clad aluminum. So it's got copper, but it's covered with aluminum or whatever. And you got a little bit more resistance, but you're going a longer distance. And I feel like it's going to be more noticeable when something is a longer distance. I know when building an enclosure, you know, you might not even need to add any kind of top to bottom bracing, but then as soon as you go a little bit further out, then it starts to flex, and you know what I mean? It's like, then you have to add some bracing in between. I feel like it's the length on that is why it's the more noticeable difference versus just aluminum fuses or aluminum terminal blocks. And, you know, with how much resistance is in that. I feel like that's the key on that, Dean. I really do, just because you got this big chunk of metal, right? And that's probably a lot more aluminum than is in that wire. That's just my guess. I don't think the CCA is all aluminum. I think it's got copper in there, or it's covered with copper, and it's aluminum inside. You would have to do a resistance test, and I don't know how to do that on such a small little piece of metal, but I think that's the key on that. I really do. Why people make such a big deal on CCA versus OFC for the power wire and don't care about the aluminum. That's a very good point, though, Dean. Very, very good point. Welcome to the chaos. Lee Lance, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, Lee. First time on here. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? We got to give him something here. I know we got, yeah.
Another cool pick.
Would you just look at it?
And look at that.
Just got to look at it. Yeah, this guy took one look at it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday and Friday. Tell them, guys. Just tell them. Appreciate ya. PTL Fabrication. Best head unit. Woo. Good question. I know I've been on the head unit little game with Mr. Nate over there. And I feel like what it comes down to is, obviously, I don't care how good it sounds. If it doesn't have the functions, as in Bluetooth, CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, all that, if it doesn't even have that, then you don't even get it, because you want to have those functions, because you're listening to this thing every day, and you might not want to use an aux cord, okay, and whatever have you. And then it goes into controllability. Yes, you want to look at the power ratings, but I feel like with head units, eventually you're going to add a 4-channel amplifier to replace that powered amplifier that's built into the radio, because it's just not sufficient to fully power door speakers that are aftermarket, anything that you pretty much buy. 10 watts RMS, and that's a 10% THD, is really not enough, and you want more. So you want to look into controllability of crossovers and pre-outs. How many pre-outs does it have on the back of the head unit? Does it have just a front and right, or left and right, or front and rear / sub, like a lot do, so that's only 4? Or does it have 6, so you have front, rear, and 2 for your subwoofer? I feel like that is the minimum that you really should have, so that you have your front stage, your rear stage, and your subwoofer when you plan to add an amplifier for the 4 channels of your doors, and just what have you, and have control there alongside of all the adjustables on the amplifier. And that's the thing. It's like, well, which one are you going to do? And there are some amplifier or head units that actually have 45 watts a channel or 22 RMS a channel, like Kicker and Alpine. If you check out the Kicker Marine ones, if you can fit it in there, those have a lot more power than your conventional radio. But I feel like most people are just going to run a 4-channel amplifier, or how many speakers they got to do that. But I feel like that's the most important thing. And of course, check out for pre-out low level pre-out voltage. And it's going to be a 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 volt kind of range. And that's important because you don't have to turn up your gain as much. And people are like, wait, I can get louder on less? Sign me up. And it's like, well, kind of, sort of, but let me stop you there. It's literally just going to give you a better signal going out, and you don't have to turn your gain up as high. So then what happens is you don't introduce as much noise to your system, because you're going to have noise in your system. They're in loud, noisy cars. Electricity's flying all over the place. And as soon as you have to turn that gain up higher, you're multiplying that signal. So an amplifier makes, we'll say 60 volts for like, 1800 watt amp. And you're starting at 1 volt. Well, in a sense, but not really, but kind of sort of, you have to multiply that by 60 in a way. And if you start at 4 volt pre-out, or we'll just say 5 volt pre-out, you only have to multiply that by what? 30? Yeah, 30? No, 15. 14, 12. Wait a minute. What's 5 divided by 60? Oh, man. 30, 5, 10. No. Man, I can't do math right now, but you get what I'm saying. You have to multiply less on that to get there, and that's because the gain doesn't have to be as high, and it's going to be able to produce the amount of power the amplifier can do without having to amplify that pre-out low-level signal. So that's the thing you're going to want to look for when choosing an amplifier: the pre-out voltage, the controls, how many RCA outs does it have, and of course, does it have wireless CarPlay? That's it. Thank you for being here, man. You guys are keeping me here forever, but you know what? These are good questions. An SDK, what is inductance? And that's the difference. And what's the difference between 2 and 1 ohm? Inductance. Well, that's anything. Pretty much a speaker is an inductor or whatever, you know. And I don't know, man. You know, with 1 ohm and 2 ohm, I feel like the 1 ohm is going to be better. I win. No, there. I wouldn't say in 99.9% of scenarios, you ain't gonna be able to tell the difference between a 1 and a 2 ohm. You know, and you can get a little bit of different BL, but then whenever you have to do twice the power and efficiency and all that other stuff, things equal out. They kind of do. You put it in a box, has the SDK logo on it, and it's big. It doesn't even matter then. You know, that's the difference right there, man. You put it in Enclosure, and then you just make up that difference of what the other one couldn't do. That is it. All right. Quality of CCA is a real problem. I wouldn't run CCA on an HHR system, but for smaller ones, I do. I mean, is the quality of CCA, right? Maybe it's just so many companies are making it. I know my first big 0 gauge wire was CCA, and it was not even 0 gauge wire. It was like 4 gauge CCA. And so there is always that too, and why they could also get a bad rep. They really could. All right. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You got to get tinned OFC. That helps with corrosion. Corrosion's a thing with copper. That's his downfall, but I mean CCA, copper clad, copper over the aluminum. It's gonna, you know, either way, that's why you want the tinned OFC. Uncle Bobby B, and we forgot to play the stupid, oh wait, no, we did play it.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
But just 1-for-1 measure, you know, just in case, because he won the 50% off discount code on Tuesday. And make sure you guys tune in on Tuesday. Kicker Unmasked. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't see their video yet. I have one on Instagram. I've been pretty busy today. But make sure you go check them out and tune in for the after show, of course. And Garrick, in case we don't have an Unmasked show, happy Thanksgiving, Andy, and everyone else. Ah, that's it. That's it. That's it. There is. Oh, no. What happened to my... Am I good? Am I still alive? Oh, I turned it. You know what? It's like the screen. It did this before. It must have hit the button. There will be an Unmasked show. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. I know exactly what it is. God, I talked to Ernie. I will see you guys Tuesday. Make sure you guys tune in to the Kicker Unmasked show. Just get ready. Just get ready. I'm telling you. Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you. And we got to throw the $5 super chat.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
And it is boots and pants time. It is. Stay living loud, everyone. I'll see you guys on the next one. And outro. Cut. See ya.
Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
killers. Terrible, terrible. God. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you, man. And I learned from you guys too, man. And you never stop learning. But I appreciate you guys. Shoot dog! Justin always comes in just for the music, and I'm fine with that.
0 ohm. No impedance level whatsoever. That's interesting.
0 ohms was today. And what was that? I just seen something. Cornholio. Cornholio. $3 super chat. Oh, Nate can do the other one so good. Love you guys. Congratulations, DIY, on 100,000 subscribers. And everybody have an awesome Friday. I will see you on the after party. Stay living loud. And then we dance, so there's no awkward outro. Dance, 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 dance.